Everybody are doing well. Today is Saturday. Once again, I bring to you uh, John G. Jones Research Lodge in 147 Ancient Free and Accepted Masons. Today, we're going to talk about Freemasonry and conspiracies. I say that because someone left a comment in one of on one of the uh, blogs I had done, and they talked about individuals who were Freemasons and uh, was the things that have happened, was they considered ritualistic, different killings and things like that. So I felt that there was a need to actually speak on some of these things that people may consider to be a ritual killing. They even brought up the fact of Trayvon father being a Mason and his killings, and various other individuals have been killed and their parents were Masons or Eastern Stars. So they brought that up, wanted to know, did that have any connections with their life? Was it a ritualistic killing? Was it something that Mason was involved in? So I'm going to say this, and greetings to everybody who's coming up in the chat. I appreciate you. How you doing? What's up, Charles? How you holding up, bruh? So we're going to get into this conversation, Freemasonry and conspiracies. And first of all, I want you to know, those of you who are out there and you're wondering about this, there are Freemasons in every social, economic class in the United States and around the world. You must understand that. Fraternal greetings. Good day to you, Brother Vincent. First of all, you must understand there are Freemasons and Eastern Stars in every social, economic class in the United States and around the world. Be it from being poor, middle class, upper class, there are Masons across the board. There are Masons who are mayors, governors. You know, some have been presidents, some have been vice presidents. There are senators, there are congressmen who are Masons. There are senators and congresswomen who are Eastern Stars. So Masonry and in the Order of the Eastern Star, and those who are part of this great fraternal order of society, are part and have been working within the framework of America for a very long time. For a very long time. Let's have some understanding of that whole situation. So when you look at things that are happening, most people want to tie Freemasonry into that. And in some cases, you probably could. Let's just be honest. In some cases, you probably could tie Freemasonry into some of the things that you see actually happening. We are living the example of that promulgated. Absolutely. So when you began to try to tie Freemasonry into some of the things that have happened in the United States and abroad, yes, you actually can tie Freemasonry into it. And there are some cases you can't, but people keep trying to place Freemasonry at the doorsteps of a lot of things. And that's because you will find individuals who are Masons in every social economic part in the United States and around the world. I know Freemasons who are barbers. I know Freemasons who are homeless. I know Freemasons who make quite a bit of money, and that's just the way it is. And I would add this, is that you can actually say this: do Freemasons work together? I'm going to say yes, across all social economic boundaries. I'm going to say absolutely yes. If that brother has shown himself to be worthy of receiving the favor of a Mason, yes, they do work together. Plain. Black, white, Filipino, Puerto Rican. I've had my own personal experience, and that's what I'm speaking. It's not about recognition amongst lodges. It's about the individual who you're dealing with. And yes, if you are found worthy of receiving that favor, that brother and that sister will actually grant you that wish that you so desire to have. And it's true. I don't care what nobody says. Look, let's just be honest. Have there been some crooked Masons doing some shady shit? Yes. That's a fact. And this is why you have the conspiracy theories always jumping on some stuff. That's why you have the conspiracy theorists always jumping on some things. Have there been Masons, great Masons, who have done some great things? Yes, but you don't really hear about those. But if you're in that circle and you know that there are Masons in your community who have done great things, can you talk about Freemasonry freely? Yes, you can talk about Freemasonry freely. You sure can. You know, I enjoy talking about it. You can go back and look at some of these videos, man. I've talked about everything in Freemasonry. Is Freemasonry a secret society? No, it's not. It is a society of secrets. And why would you say that, Brother Tony? Why would you actually say Freemasonry is not a secret society, but a society of secrets? Because there are so many secrets. And for those of you who say there are no secrets in Masonry, I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm going to leave it right there because I know from being a Mason, there is. Because my brothers have told me some. And I swore that I would not divulge that which was told to me. I swore that. And some of you will catch that on the way home. And that's because within the craft and the society of Freemason, I'm bonded. And when I say I'm bonded, I'm true to my word. My word is bond. So when I give you my word that I would not do X, Y, and Z, I give you that. And that's all you have as a Mason and as an Eastern Star. Because when we go to our various meetings and we're all on the level. That means it doesn't matter your social economics in society. We're all on the level, you know. So when you are there, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's say for instance I make $100,000 a year, and this brother's making 50, and that brother's making 40, that brother's making 30, that brother's making 20. When we enter that lodge meeting, we're all on the level. We're all equal. Okay, that's the difference in this society. And that's the beauty in this society. How you doing today? All right. God. Anyway, I like working in the medical field. Just so you know, I do. This is why it's important that we set the example of what Masonry is supposed to be, because of so much negativity that is around it. Everybody want to bring in the Illuminati and all of that stuff into Masonry. Yes, there was a lodge once called the Illuminati Lodge. That's true. But the way they see it today and the way it's really based is not necessarily what's happening. Now, I would say this, Traveling Man, how you doing today? Would you like to actually come on this show, Traveling Man, and really have a conversation? I see you like posting, and I just took that time out just to let you know and that I got my eye on you, because you something special, man. You something special. So, but anyway, back to this. So I'm gonna tell you, this is a true story. So I was in Washington D.C. in 2006 at my Supreme session. We was there for a whole week, and we was on Pennsylvania Avenue at the Holiday Inn having lunch outside, right? And this gentleman walked up, came in, had a seat, and he was asking us. He was like, "Oh, I see that there's a convention going on here." I said, "Yeah, we're here at this convention, and we're having a good time. We go have to run it, bro." Yeah. So I told him, I said, "Yeah, we're at a convention here. It's my son a convention, blah, blah, blah." It's like, yeah. It's like, yeah. And let me tell you what this brother said to me. And it has stuck with me all the days of my life since I've been a Mason. He asked me, he said, my lodge and your lodge is different. I was like, "Oh yeah?" He's like, "Yeah, let me explain to you why." He said, "You see, in my jurisdiction, in my lodge, I have congressmen, senators, he just went to naming off different people in social economics, the whole thing." I was like, wow. He said, "See, when I want something done, this is how I get it done." And then I paused for a minute and I thought about what that man said. And it is so damn true. It is so true. It is just different. It's different. Now he said, The ritual, like I know the ritual. The grips, everything. He told me, said, you know all of that, and that's great, and I respect you for that. But the individuals that are in my lodge versus who are in your lodge, it's a different breed. And I understood exactly where he was coming from, so I wasn't like, oh, no. I was like, okay, you're right. It was very interesting. It was a very great conversation that we had, and and I enjoyed it. It taught me a lot, and I've never forgotten that conversation. And for people to bring in conspiracies with Freemasonry, I understand why you do that. I do, and I get it. But you can't put conspiracy and Freemasonry at every doorstep where something happens. When a movie star gets killed or somebody gets shot, you can't always throw Freemasonry at the doorstep and say, oh, that's a ritualistic killing. Or you're watching BET or the Music Awards and oh, that's a ritualistic thing they're doing. It's no. Oh, that's an Illuminati thing they're doing. Come on now. Sometimes you have to use common sense somewhere along the line and say, nah, and I get it. Look, I get it. I understand it. Because even I have watched some of the things that take place at the Music Awards show, and I'm like, that's interesting. And then you begin to really tune in and dial into it and see, and you come up, for me, I was like, oh, okay. That's what that said. Jimmy, what's going on? So that's where I think when you're looking for something, you really have to just break that down for yourself and look at it for what it is. And yeah, there's a lot of people who hold high-ranking positions in Freemasonry, period. I mean, who are senators, congressmen, and governors. And I'm going to tell you this, and people can say whatever they want to say. Yes, they do talk. Yes, they do work together. As a matter of fact, for those of you who do not know, there is, and you could check this out for yourself, there is a Masonic lodge in Washington, D.C., where those people who are of rank and power do congregate. That's a fact. It's in Washington. And you can look this up for yourself. This is not something that I have to come to you and say, oh, look at here. No. Some of this stuff you can actually go check out for yourself. There is that lodge, And not long ago, they was asking, why does this have to be in this location? And I would just tell you that, yeah, there's a Masonic building in Washington, D.C., where those officials, politicians, go, whatever their rankings may be, go and congregate. That's true. I have no need to lie to you about anything. Some of this stuff you can go verify and look up for yourself and know. And this is why people oftentimes talk about the conspiracy behind Freemasonry, because of things like that, because of what they hear, and not based on facts. Simply not based on facts. So, this is some of the things we definitely got to start taking a look at in Masonry. You have been doing a debate for years. This is not a debate, bruh. This is not a debate, man. I would appreciate it if you're gonna come on here and talk and post, traveling man, that you do it with some substance. And as a matter of fact, no, I'm not going to even do that, because that's a waste of time. I do. Where's Brother John? Well, that's, of course, you got to ask yourself, where's John Hanson? I'm going to do this real quick. I need to do that real quick. There you go. I'm good now. So, because sometimes people come on your channel and try to interrupt something when you're just bringing basic information, stuff they can look up. I think I did the right thing. I just deleted his post and kicked him on off so I can get on with the conversation at hand. So as I was saying before, in regards to Freemasonry and the Order of the Eastern Star and the conspiracy theories that comes behind that, traveling man just got traveled out. Yeah, he did. Go check this stuff out, man. Some of this stuff is fascinating. And I got one thing I want to share with you real quick before I go. If you look at watches, just go take a look at a watch or multiple watches on a page. All of the watches have 10 minutes to 10 or 10 minutes after 10. And there's a reason behind it. Do me a favor. If you go look at watches, like if you got a book and got a lot of watches in there, all of the watches, it doesn't matter what brand they are, they're all set to the same time. They're all set to the same time. Go check that out. And it's something behind that, but that's going to be for another day because it's very interesting. Why are all the watches set at 10 till 10 or 10 after 10? That'll blow you away. But this is something I want you to really take a serious look at, because someone asked me in regards to Freemasonry, in those who are in high-ranking authority across the United States, and some of the killings and things like that. Is there a conspiracy behind that? And I'm going to tell you no. There is not a conspiracy behind that. That has nothing to do with Freemasonry at all. At all. Now, is there some shady stuff going on around the world with Freemasons? Hell yeah. That's some real stuff. Because Freemasonry is so universal, so broad, you can never say what's really not happening. And let's just be honest. Look, I'm just being as open as possible. And it's true. I'm just going to leave it where it's at. Because if you find people who are part of this society in all branches of life, there's some shady stuff going on. But you just can't put your finger on it. And I'm not one to say that it's not happening. When I'm a Mason and I'm seeing some stuff, I'm like, See, this is why Masonry has no universal headquarters. There is no universal headquarters for Masons. You can't say, I'm going to the headquarters of Freemasonry. You can't do that. Every jurisdiction is sovereign. Every jurisdiction deals with its own membership. But Masonry is so intertwined around the world until it's like this big board, resistance is futile, And no, everybody is not going to know everything about Freemasonry. Everybody is not going to know all the inner workings of Freemasonry. You're not going to know it, because what I do here may be different than what you do there. And it's just that simple. And that's what makes Freemasonry so 10 minutes until. Yes. That's what makes Masonry so complex, because of the various jurisdictions, because of the membership across the world, and because of the universality of Freemasonry. This is why it is so important that when you understand, when it asks you certain questions, as many and brothers have done before me, that means to tell you that thousands have done the thing that you have done, or it's doing, in becoming a Mason. Thousands. How you doing, Doc? All right. Thousands have done it. So don't think for 1 minute that you don't find favor as a Mason when you travel. I don't care what jurisdiction you're in. You find favor when you travel as a Mason, because we understand the initiation process for what you went through to get where you're at. It's just that simple. So look, I got to rock and roll. As always, I appreciate you checking in. I'm watching calculator, so I would be checking that out. Yeah, do me a favor. If you don't believe me, go pick up a book that has watches in it, or go to a page that has nothing but watches on that page. And every one of those watches, no matter what brand it is 10 minutes till or 10 minutes after. That's a fact. Greetings, Brother Larry Diamond. I hope that you're doing well. Brother Goldstein, how you doing, Wishful Master, out of Trinidad? I hope all is well with you. I just sent you a package off too. So, it's just some things to think about, but I got to get back in here. And I appreciate each of you for coming in, hanging out with me, and definitely. And, I'm gonna say this before I go. That I can't think of the guy name who just got off for killing those two individuals at the protest. What was his name? I gotta start walking. I can't think of the gentleman's name. He just got off for killing the two protesters. If you can recall his name, please put his name in there for me. And I'm gonna say this: if you did not think that kid was gonna get off, you in the wrong part of the world. If you did not think, yes, Rittenhouse. If you didn't think that kid was gonna get off, you're in the wrong part of the world. Everybody knew that kid was gonna get off. Everybody knew that that kid was going to get off. That's a fact. That ain't no joke. Look, I said, and I watched some of that. And I saw the things the judge was saying and doing. I knew he was getting off. It was a wrap. No matter what the prosecutors would have said, would have done. Greetings. How you doing, my brother? Greetings. No matter what was happening, that kid was going to get off. And I was like cracking up, you know. They threw out the gun charges on him and all of that. So now, if you're talking about a conspiracy theorist, that right there, that's fact. That just shows you how the system is geared. That just shows you how the system is geared. So all I gotta say is stay out of the system. What's up, sis? You know, stay out of the system for real, and go from there. So look, I knew it. So I don't know why these stupid fools thought otherwise, bruh. I couldn't tell you why they thought otherwise. Anybody who watched that whole situation knew that this guy was going to get off. It was a wrap. It was over. No matter what, the judge was in on it. Period. Let's just be honest. If you watched any of that case, you knew the judge was in on it, and this is what was going to go down. So it is what it is. So peace, Larry Diamond. How you doing, bro? So you know, is it sad? Yes, it's sad, but it shows you how the system works. It shows you how this thing is actually set up. You know, that's what it does. So I'm out of here. You guys have a good one. Peace and be well.